and sleeps on a motherfucking couch in the basement like a dog, dude, with the cat and the cat shit box that the woman, she's too fucking lazy to even empty her cat shit box down there. It's her cat, dude. I'm just saying, so thank you for bringing that up. And this is, men think it's normal to have the shitty clothes, the shitty boots, the shitty meal, the shitty attitudes, a fucking spot in the basement, the shitty truck in the driveway that barely runs. Meanwhile, they're paying hundreds of dollars, if not thousands. Man, he don't make thousands like that, so he pays hundreds of dollars a month for her to drive around in a Jeep or Rubicon or whatever the fuck. That's not okay. That's not okay. Why doesn't he just branch off, bro? You are the wallet, dude. And everything's in her fucking name, though. That's what the women do. A lot of them. Everything's in their name. But, dude, you're the wallet. You could just go, like, if you're paying the mortgage, you're paying the car payment, you're paying all this shit. Why don't you just say, kiss my ass? Kiss my ass. I'll go get my own mortgage. I'll go live in a trailer and my mortgage will be half my rent. Fuck the mortgage. When shit breaks, then he's got to go do 10 side jobs so he can fucking replace something, dude. Go rent. That way your landlord has to replace all the broke shit. All you got to do is pick the phone up. You got to pay your phone bill. He's got to replace the refrigerator, the furnace, dude. I used to do carpentry and shit, and I went into a deal with this pastor, and we revived a trailer home. Long story short, and you want to know what is the most expensive part of all that? You can bring a fucking trailer home back to life for cheap, for like $4,000, dude, in lumber and paint and just a little bit of fucking hard work. But you know where the real money comes in? When you got to replace that $10,000, $8,000 furnace. When you got to replace the hot water tank, $6,000 or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? That's the shit that costs money. And people go and they buy homes with hot water tanks and furnaces and all this. This is equipment, dude. And you think it's going to work forever. It's not. You don't even maintain it. You don't change the filters. You don't check nothing. People are stupid. You should rent. Like, I've had people argue with me all the time about how is renting better. Because when something expensive breaks, when a pipe bursts in the winter or whatever, dude, they're responsible, not you. Do you have any savings? You can't even replace a goddamn headlight when your headlight burns out, and you think you're going to be able to replace your furnace? Come on, bro. Hold on, let me catch the comments. Well, you can rent a house. Well, this is what I'm saying. You can rent a house, It's going to cost more, but I'm just saying it makes more sense to rent. And then if you want to move, you can move and all kinds of shit. But I don't understand people. Like you said, it's not okay, and men think that it's not normal. They think that it's like you're a bitch boy if your girl treats you like a king. Girl, we would go to sushi every night. She had the more money. I had my TikTok and I made like $1,000 a week. Not bad. Not bad, okay? In those days, I don't even touch that now. Not even close. But in those days, I made like $1,000 a week on TikTok. And she would take me to dinner every night. Every night. $200 sushi dinner. I'm not joking. It was always like $250. She got this big boat of a thing. It was literally on a boat. She knew how to order sushi like nobody's business. And we would eat that for, dinner, and then I would eat for lunch the next day. Like, we went to sushi basically every day. $200. I mean, I really don't even know what she did for work. She was loaded. I don't know. I quit asking. I quit asking. I don't know. Maybe she still worked for the police. I really don't fucking know, dude. But maybe she quit the police and worked for the mafia. I don't know, but she made a lot of money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the renting is a lot more free, and it's and you can think that, oh, I own this, but then you got to pay property taxes when you pay that mortgage off, and you paid your mortgage 2-3 times over because of interest and everything else. The first year or two, you're not even paying the principal. You're just paying interest. And then when you do own it, now you owe Uncle Sam. And you don't even own your ground, because guess what? If they want to run a road through that fucking little area or whatever, and see if you become a targeted individual, yeah, good luck fucking owning anything. They're gonna literally purposely plan something and say, we need this fucking spot right here, and they're gonna offer you some money and say that it's their shit. And you can't fight them. Like I'm just saying, it's not worth owning anything because you don't own it anymore. You don't own anything. Please look into it. You don't own your vehicle when it's paid off. You don't own nothing, bro. To whoever I'm talking to, but you know, my mom paid off her house in like 30 years at 800. Yeah, you know, like I'm telling you, you don't own nothing. And like I understand it's like a lot of what ifs, but you know, the point is you know, if you can't pay your property taxes, you're losing it anyway. So you gotta stay working. You gotta have income forever. It's just crazy. It's crazy. My plan is to get a big ass camper, one of those big horns, fifth wheels, where the bedroom's like, you know, way up. You walk up the staircase to the bedroom. I'm gonna get me a camper, and I'm gonna live in a camper my whole life. I don't care about a house. I don't care about a trailer. And like occasionally you'll hear me get off on my daydreaming, and I'll be like, when I have a house or whatever. But dude, I'm telling you, I lived in a camper for 3 years, and it's just like having a house. It's a little bit smaller, and at first it is an adjustment at first because it's a smaller space. But once you're used to opening your door and it being a camper, that's home, there's nothing like it. You can clean the bitch in less than 30 minutes. It always smells good, always looks good, and you know, like you can replace the carpet for free. You can go to the carpet store and get 12 by 12 fucking pre-cuts that people, you know, we were talking about this the other day, but you can, you know, people get the wrong color all the time. And campers are small. If you spilled something on your carpet, you spill your coffee, the kids do something, whatever, the dog takes a shit on it, who cares, dude? Pull that up and fucking slap down a new piece of carpet, you know. It'll take you 1 fucking hour to do it, you know what I mean? Like, they're just too easy, you know. Like, the only thing that ever went wrong in my camper was a thermostat went out. Okay, so I went and bought a thermostat and fucking 2 screws, put that in the wall, and I had a fucking plug burn out on me. Bam, I went and got a new GFI plug. And come on, bro. There's no costs. There's no costs. I never even had to replace a light bulb in that bitch for 3 years. It was a 1996. I guarantee there were original light bulbs. I never even replaced a light bulb in my camper. Like, fucking, those things are amazing. You can't slam shit around. You can't get mad and go into a rage in one, you know, or you'll have a piece of shit, you know, so make sure you don't have an angry woman living with you, but I'm just saying. Yeah, the camper life is amazing, and then you find a campground, like here in Texas, it's like $500, $600 for a campground a month. Oh, wow. For the whole month? Big whoop-de-doo. Even if it's $600. You got laundry facilities, Taylor, you got laundry facilities, and these campgrounds, they still only charge like, you know, like $2 to start the machine. It's not like the laundromat where it's $10 to start the machine, $15. No, like it's $2 to start the washer. You know, it's a quarter at a time to keep the dryer going, you know, so you don't even have to put too much in there. You know, you put about 6, 7 quarters in there and you're good. You're plenty dry, you know. Everything is there though. Electric is included, water's included, you know. They got a public restroom. If you have a problem with your camper, you know, well, there's still a restroom, there's still a shower house, you know. The plumbing is right there. When you back your camper in, there's a shit pipe in the ground, you know, and you run your shit pipe to the shit pipe, you know. You don't got to move the camper around and dump your shit. You know, it's all right there. It's easy, dude. It's well worth $600 fucking dollars a month, and you do your laundry for nothing. And I mean, because here's the thing: if you got to drive into town, remember, it's, you know, $6, $10, $15, whatever in fuel to get to town, and you're probably driving a big old diesel truck if you got a camper. If you got half of a brain, you got a diesel, so you're going to be burning more. But I'm saying they have everything there. The laundry there. They have like usually a little store. Like up at the office, you can get necessities. It might have a small markup, you know, for your laundry detergent, but it's still cheaper than hopping in your big old diesel and driving it into town and burning up fuel for no reason. I'm telling you, dude, I lived on a campground, and anything that I couldn't buy at their little store up at the office, I would have DoorDashed. fucking, there was a Meijer, basically a Walmart, you know, but it's called Meijer where I was at. There was a Meijer right up the road. And I was crocheting on TikTok Live, and I was selling crocheted shit. And that was another thing I used to do, was I crocheted on here. Being ghosted at the Greyhound is being treated like a king. Yeah, I did get, well, who are you that you remember that? Wait, who are you to remember that? Well, that was something totally different. I don't know. She was like a big time narcissist. I'm gonna go ahead and block you just because you're being you know what. But like, she was a big time narcissist. So this is the only thing I can come up with before I block you. Enjoy this story. Is I left her, and she could never accept that I would leave her and her money, her wallet, her nice treatment. She did treat me like a king. But I had my reasons for leaving, and I'm not going to talk shit about the woman. I'm not going to say anything bad, okay? But I had my reasons, and they were valid, okay? But the point is she treated me like a king, okay? I was uncomfortable with some certain things that I just noticed, and I was like, I think it'd be better if I leave, okay? And I think that, you know, she was very narcissistic. That's the worst thing you're going to hear from me about it. And she could not accept that I would leave her. And so you have to understand psychology is that a narcissist has to always be the one to break ties. They have to be the one to leave. I know it took me forever to get that out, my bad. But a narcissist has to be the one to leave. And so she had to settle that vendetta in her head that she left me because I was in need, and I was like, I'm coming home to you, I miss you, I need you, and that soothed her. Oh, yes, he needs me, okay. And then she took a shit on me because she felt like I shit on her. Does that make sense to your little brain? Fucking take care of yourself. It's psychology. I don't know, somebody came in and was like, being treated like a king is being ghosted at a Greyhound station. Well, she was a narcissist and she had to settle something. So I don't fully understand it, but I understand enough to understand. She had to make that right in her brain. She couldn't have a man do her like that, you know. She couldn't be dumped. She had to be the final one to say that we're done, you know. And she was willing to play a motherfucker, you know, but that really pissed her off. That really pissed her the fuck off, that I would leave her. You know? No, being ghosted at the Greyhound station, no, that's not being treated like a king. But I understand that she had business to attend to. You know, when people are crazy, they're crazy, dude. You gotta let them live. Just like all these trolls, they're crazy, dude. But what can I really do? I gotta let them live. You know, I gotta just be like, okay, you're crazy, but, you know, and once in a while, I gotta defend my honor, you know what I mean? Because I'm not a doormat, but for the most part, you just gotta fucking just ignore people because they're just crazy. You know, a lot of people have been through a lot of shit and they've lost their fucking marbles. I gotta go outside for a minute because I'm hot. Or just open the door or something. I got the heat blowing, drying them pants. But you know what I mean? A lot of people in this world, they've actually lost their marbles. There's a lot of crazy people walking around pretending to be normal. That's what I fucking realized. And they're literally cops. And they're fucking judges. And they're like... And they're in all these positions of authority, dude. And they've literally lost their goddamn mind. And they hate the world. And they hate people. And women hate men. And men hate women. And like, it's scary, bro. Like, you get into a relationship and you get locked in someone's basement and shit. And you're like... What the fuck? You know, like, people have issues, dude. The girl that works at your gas station, yeah, dude, she's probably crazy. The one that smiles at you and flirts with you every morning and comes out around the counter so you can look at her ass and shit. Yeah, it's all fun and games till you go to her house one weekend. I'm telling you, I know this shit to be true, dude. I have found myself in every stupid possible position that you could fucking find yourself in, dude. I have been in some stupid positions. Like, I'm a dummy. I walk into shit, dude. I just be walking into stupid shit because, like, I'm too trusting. I'm too loving. I'm too nice of a person. Not anymore. Now and then people see, and this is now that people have a problem with me because I don't walk into stupid shit. Because I'm saying all this for entertainment purposes, but I'm not a dummy anymore, and I don't walk into stupid shit anymore. But I don't trust anybody, and I hold people accountable, and I'm a douchebag, and I'm the villain. That's why I changed my name, Redneck Villain, dude. Because now the world has a problem with me because I'm not so trusting and I'm not so stupid. That's when everyone's got a problem with me. Have a problem with you too, but as long as you're just and thinking everybody's fucking just like you, yeah, well, no, dude, it's a cutthroat world. Every streamer is a narcissist. I was just calling her a narcissist. Well, I have narcissistic fucking tendencies too, and so do you, and so does everybody. I'll be honest with you, I just saw this video last night that made me, I've always been a self-aware narcissist. Like, I understand I'm very capable of being a narcissist, okay? But so is everybody. Everybody, just like everybody's an energy vampire, you know what I mean? Everybody is an energy vampire to some degree or the other. Some people do it purposely, intentionally, some people don't. Some people are worse about it than others. But pretty much, do you understand that anybody that you like to watch stream, they're a narcissist, dude. That's why I stay out of the battle room. You know why I stay out of the battle room and I only do enough battles for, like, if I'm getting 0 gifts, then it's kind of like my way of being like, guys, we need some gifts. You know what I mean? Because it does take gifts to make this shit work. But I stay out of the battle room because it's literally just a battle of, like, you against another team. And everybody's calling each other broke and this and that. And it's really just who believes your narcissism more, like who's the biggest narcissist. That's why I won't even go to battle. I lose all my battles because I'm not a bad narcissist. I'm just a self-aware narcissist. And if more people would just be honest about that shit and be like, yeah, I'm capable of being a piece of shit like that, like, you would get further in life because, like, people just respect authenticity, But that's why I really don't like going to battle, because I'm not going to sit there and sell some bullshit and sell myself, and, like, I feel like it's like selling your soul, you know what I mean? And it's whoever wins the battle is really the bigger piece of shit. That's the truth of it. I'm just being honest with you. That's the person that's more cutthroat, that's more willing to lie, that's more willing to, boost. I don't know any other word for it, but boosting, acting like you got it when you don't, because you would never be on TikTok and you would never be caring about a fucking TikTok battle if you had money and you didn't have to worry about it. That battle is important to you. You're doing battles because you're not going to just hang out with people and accept not getting gifts all day long. So people that battle, yes, they do expect to make money off of the platform, and they do budget that in. They do take account. They do account that, you know what I mean? And they will sit there and tell you, oh, TikTok's not important and this isn't where I get my money. Well, whenever they start touching $1,000, $2,000, and $5,000 a night, oh yeah, they're counting that fucking money, son. Whenever they're getting $100 cash apps back to back to back, yeah, they're counting on that fucking money, son. Quit believing the narcissism. So anyways, and we had more people and they all just leave. I don't give a fuck. Get your fake asses away from me, dude, because at least I'm one of the people that will stand here and be real and fucking call shit how it is. Kiss my ass. I don't want your fake ass around me to begin with. You're going to be like, oh my God, he's saying he's a narcissist? I said I'm a self-aware narcissist, as in, like, I'm not a practicing narcissist. I'm aware that everybody's capable of it. That, or they're going and looking up what a narcissist is because they're too stupid to fucking know, which is what's funny. And then they're going to be like, wow, I was dating a narcissist. I'm dating a narcissist. Like, a lot of people really don't even know what that word means. But anyways, you get what I'm saying? And they just can't stand hearing somebody, shit on somebody that they like. Oh, how dare you call her or him a fucking narcissist? No, they're good people. They're a good person. Yeah, I'm a good person too. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you for the back. God damn, it's just me and you in here anymore. I don't even know why I try to put on a show and act like I got a lot of people around. You know what I mean? But see, that's the narcissism. You have to believe the shit. You gotta have a side. You've got to be willing to argue it, and you've got to believe you're right. That is narcissism. That's part of narcissism. You can't be a streamer if you don't have that quality where you can argue, I am right, they are wrong, I know what I'm talking about, and be passionate about it. They're like, truly. You know? It doesn't make you a piece of shit, it makes you human. All humans are pieces of shit. That's really the point of this is, and I'm gonna calm down because I'm just burning my energy right now. Everybody is a piece of shit, low-key, in their own way. Trust me. That's why the Bible says, judge not, lest you be judged. Judge not, lest you be judged. Because Jesus, God, the writers of the Bible, whoever came up with that fucking slogan, they understood something about the world. They understood. If you're judging and criticizing other people, you're just judging qualities that you also have. The world is just reflecting back to you. You know, how much you're loved and how annoying you are to people. You know what I mean? So when you're annoyed and you're like, wow, that person's so annoying, well, you probably annoy people just as much as you were annoyed by them. And when you're showed love, well, you probably show that amount of love back to people. You know what I mean? It's just reflecting back to you your statistics in your own interactions. That's what I believe. Yeah. Tattoos on her thigh. She's a Sunday morning sinner with a Friday night alibi. Well, yeah. Like I say, I like to laugh and joke and call myself stupid, but the truth is I'm actually a borderline genius at this point in life. And that's where people have a problem with me, low-key. It's always funny that I like to rip on myself for fun. I think it's funny, but the point is that's what people's true problem with me is nowadays, is that I don't take shit. I do speak up. You know, nobody likes that. Because you're not a sheep anymore. You're not like them. You don't go along to get along, you know? You expect, you know, wrongs to be made right, debts to be paid. That's not okay. It's only okay for you to pay debts. It's only okay for you to be judged. It's only okay for you to be locked up. It's only okay for them to come after you. How dare you come after them? Like the police one day. And I said, you guys are wasting my fucking time. I said, and you're only here because of a false call. I said, isn't that a crime? Shouldn't you be going back to that person, picking them up? Get the hell out of here, or you're going to jail for disorderly. They got mad because I was smart. And they probably never had a call. There was nobody to even go pick up. There was no false report. They were just harassing me. But they couldn't stand it because I stood up to them and I said, you're wasting my time. The only crime that I hear committed, watch out, here comes one. Get out of here with your hoe ass shit. Taylor, come on. I got my phone in a cup right now, charging. But anyway. No, see, they can't stand when you'll stand up to them and say, you're wasting my time. You need to be checked. No, see, they pulled up to try to check me, to try to give me shit. Yeah, it's okay. But anyway, you get what I'm saying? That's the problem in this world. They don't want you to fucking have a nutsack and let it drag. They want to clip everybody. And if you're not clipped, you're not fit for society. And that's basically the best way to put it. You know? Nice, hell yeah. That's great news. That sub was really good. I fucking demolished that thing. Thank you for the follow. I literally inhaled that sub. But it was so good. I love tuna. I love fish. Fish is brain food. It was. I get that smashed avocado, which it is a $2 upcharge, but it's so worth it. I love that. I used to not like avocado. Now I love it. And I'll put that. I get that smashed avocado, and they always give you a bunch because nobody ever orders it. You know, so they probably throw that shit away every day, and they load it on there. They fucking, you know, I get the 50% more tuna. That's like $1, but it's worth it because then you get a nice amount of tuna, ton of avocado. I do the pepper jack cheese. I do the herbs and garlic or whatever bread. But I do pepper jack cheese. I like it to be spicy. Banana peppers and jalapenos. But the avocado, the smashed avocado, helps like cool it back down for you. And then I do the sweet onion teriyaki sauce, I think it's called. That shit is fire. Oh my god, it's so good. Man, it's a sweet sauce. So you got the spicy, you got the sweet, you know. You got the avocado, it just tastes refreshing. The tuna, of course. Tuna's refreshing to me. It's healthy. That is a healthy meal. But, you know, like I'm sitting here and I'm already like, oh damn, I'm getting hungry. You know what I mean? Like it'd be nice to get a honey bun or something probably later, but so it's not like it just stays with you and keeps you full. Like those wings, they kept me full all damn night into the morning, you know? But sometimes you gotta eat something healthy like that, you know, just a good tuna sub with some veggies on it and shit. The worst part about that whole thing is the bread. You know? I don't really eat bread. I rarely eat bread. So it's not even a big deal. I'll eat that big ass fucking sub bun. I don't need enough bread for it to matter, you know? That's the way I see it. It's actually like I need that bread at that point, you know? But that herbs and garlic, fucking good. Cheesy, whatever the fuck. I don't know what else on that bread, but it's good. But it's important. You gotta do that. Herbs and garlic bread and the sweet onion teriyaki sauce for that sub specifically. That makes it. That bread makes it, and that sweet onion teriyaki makes it. A lot of people don't like avocado, but I think that's the other important part. You know? There we go. So it is garlic, herb, and cheese, all of that shit. Yeah, it is the best. I don't know why. Growing up, I always got Italian bread. But that shit is that's where it's at. They said, you're a piece of shit. Fuck what you call me or what you think about. Everybody's a fucking piece of shit in their own way. People like that, man, they've got it coming, bro. And you know, I've been to prison. I did enough time. You know how many fucking grown adults are in prison? Like I'm talking middle-aged and more, older. I went to prison young, got it out of the way. All these clowns, they have yet to experience it, and they think because they're 40 and 50 years old that they've gotten away with enough, and they'll never go, never them, it'll never happen to them. Yeah. No, you're gonna get the most amount of time, and they're gonna lock you up. People like that, they go to prison. Trust me. It's mostly an older crowd in prison these days. State prison has more young gangbangers, but feds is an older crowd. That's all like 30 and up, 40, especially 40s, 50s. People like this, literally. Okay, yeah. And I get salt. I do put salt. I have them sprinkle salt on the sub. So yeah, I love avocados. So yeah, these people, they think that they're never gonna get a taste of it, but you know, I don't know why I'm putting lotion on. I'm gonna have to shower soon, but I'm gonna have to use the restroom and shower, but whatever, it's all good. But it's just funny to me. These people, they've got prison in their future. Maybe one of them mental asylums that we were investigating earlier today. They'll probably end up going into an asylum. Honestly, they're gonna be in there screaming my name. They're gonna be in there screaming my name at night. Fuck yo! I'm gonna be the reason that they go crazy. I wish I could say what my ex is. Oh my goodness. They're gonna wake up screaming my name in the night. They probably already do. What happened to you? I lost my mind trolling that one guy. That's how it happens. They get consumed and overwhelmed by something and they just can't let it go. Crazy. Just got consumed. And then he sent the sheriffs and they fucking got to talking to me and I was too crazy for them and they just fucking locked me up in the Austin sanitarium. They were like, oh, you're fucking crazy. Come with us. Because, you know, nowadays they can do that shit, dude. If they feel like you're crazy, they can take you in. We got Donnie Trump to thank for that one. I don't like that shit. No. Yeah, but literally, he made that shit a rule. Like, if the police think that you're nuts, they can take you in. Where did everybody go? Where did everybody go? Oh my God. Did I win? Did I win? Yes! I fucking won tonight. Look at this shit. I didn't switch live or nothing. I just won. They couldn't stand me. They all left. They couldn't stand me tonight. We won. Oh my God, they all left, dude. Now that's a normal number. That's a normal number up there, you know what I mean? That's where it should be. We fucking won. They literally can't stand me now. They're like, fuck him. He said he would do it again. We are disgusted. Oh my God, look at that name. Oh. I don't got a big belly, I got a flat stomach. Oh my God, that shit is hilarious, dude. Now they're just gonna come back because they can't stand me fucking saying that I won. Fucking won, though. I'm glad you guys are disgusted by my fucking existence. Good. Be disgusted. I'm only halfway through my life. I'm only halfway. You still got me for a long time. That is fucking hilarious. Oh, good one. You want a gold sticker for that one? You thought that one was really good, didn't you? I thought I was homeless and starving. Now I'm fat belly. That means I'm eating good. You make no sense. You make no sense. You make no fucking sense at all. You guys can't even decide. Am I broke? Am I not? Am I starving? Am I not? Am I homeless? Am I not? Like, I can't even decide. Idiots. Fucking idiots. It's not that surprising. It's not that surprising. The motherfucking dummies. You know, because if they were smart people, they would have, like, places to be and shit to do, and they'd be having money to make and cars to drive around and friends to go hang out with and important jobs to go to and important decisions to be making. And if they were anybody in this world, you know, if they were anybody, there we go, I got enough charge. Finally, I can fucking put this back to normal. If they were anybody and carried any weight in this world, the last thing they would have time for is this. Like, literally, when I get done with my day, I literally will maybe watch 6 to 10 videos. And then my phone is on the nightstand and I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. Last night took me a long time to go to sleep, actually. Well, I forgot about that. I woke up feeling so good. It actually took me a long time to go to sleep last night. But I ended up calling Kelly, and I was like, just stay on the phone with me. It helps me go to sleep sometimes. But anyway. But the point is I'm more important than them. Literally. Because I watch only a few videos, and then I'm done. I watch a live, you know. I prefer to watch a live, but they're not always live. Then I will get sucked into that for hours. I will get sucked into a live for hours. Especially if the shit talking is on point. But, hey, Jimmy Speedway, thank you for the follow. Last night, Keen was battling Jimmy Speedway, and I was like, I literally dropped a comment. I was like, ain't he supposed to be on a boat? And then Keen goes, hey, aren't you supposed to be on that boat or something? And then Jimmy, he goes, the weather was bad. I had to get a room tonight. I'm taking a 1-day break. Bro, and then you know Keen just didn't shut up about that, dude. He went on and on, but I'm the one that pointed it out. Out of 400 people in the live, I'm the one that pointed out, hey, isn't he supposed to be on a boat? And then Keen literally, he reads it and he goes, hey, aren't you supposed to be on the boat? And then literally he's like, there's bad weather, guys. I'm just taking a 1-day break. Safety first. That shit was so funny, dude. He would not stop. And then what is this shit about Jimmy? I had him blocked. I went ahead and unblocked him last night because I kind of like him now. He's kind of funny. He's just sitting there like... He's just such a humble guy, actually. He seems like such a humble guy, actually. Well, low-key, But I seen some real shit about him, like, you know, him fucking saying he was gonna send people money and then just being like, I ain't doing nothing for you motherfuckers, you know, and like fucking snapping on his chat so many times. But now he just seems humble and quiet. But then Keen was saying that, like, apparently he was like stuffing cameras up his fucking wife's shit and trying to get pictures and like... I don't know if it's real, but dude, that shit was funny. That's why people think I give a fuck, dude. You come in here and call me everything under the sun, whether it's true or not true. Like, literally, there's people that are fucking on this app that, like, they were, like, had hidden cameras and microscopes and, like, magnifying glasses and was, like, doing weird shit, dude, with their woman. And she went on live and told everybody, like, he is a weirdo, you know, like... I don't know what's up with that shit, but... And then he got a warning. He got a warning while Keen was fucking tearing him a new one about that shit. Yeah, fucking Jimmy gets this warning. Something like TikTok thought he was trying... TikTok, I'm telling a story right now. I'm just saying what they were saying. And TikTok thought that he was trying to sell cameras. He got a restriction while they were fucking going at it. Because TikTok ended up thinking he was trying to sell cameras, but they were just saying he was misusing cameras in his relationship. That shit's so funny. So literally, he got fucked over last night. Oh, man. Am I the only one laughing about that shit? I thought it was fucking hilarious. Because, like, literally, there's people out there with, like, the wildest accusations against them. Why don't these people go troll him? Go troll him. One day he was talking like he's, like, you know, swings the other way. Not saying anything against it. And then the next day, he talks like he's a gangster. He can't even figure out, am I a gangster or am I YAG? Reversed. He can't even figure out what the hell he is. Why don't you go get on to people like that? I'm the same. I've been the same since I got on here. Forever. I've always just been wide open. Sometimes I'm in a better mood than others. Just like anybody. They gave up. They fucking gave up tonight. I'm so happy. Good. Fuck them. That's hilarious. We have not had an empty chat like this in so long. We're all just trying to find our way. I'm thankful I've got one more day. I don't know what they thought they were arguing. Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know what they think they're arguing or proving. What'd you do? Oh, nice. You gave yourself a profile picture. I'm going to follow you. I didn't know you were trying to go live. I followed you right now, and I'm going to remember, as long as you don't change your name, if you do, tell me, then I won't take my follow back. I just read your bio. She's trying to go live. Gotta follow her. Never know. She looks pretty, too. Could be life-changing for you. You never know. Follow me back, then we're friends. But, I don't know what the hell they're trying to prove, dude. I knew that most of my traffic right now is just them hanging out in my live. But it's been helping things because then people come and they think that I have more people watching me than I do. But it's all just a bunch of haters sitting in the background trying to report me. So I know, just be on your best behavior, play good music. You know, Taylor, you're always working on the tabs and shit, and we've got it down to a science. And they just make me look good. And this is what they're not understanding. You are making me look good. Oh my God. I've been getting more follows than I ever got. Why? Because every time a new person comes in, instead of there being 2 or 3, there's 10 or 12. They just don't know yet that it's like 8 haters and 3 supporters, you know? So they're like, hey, he's pretty good. Well, I'm going to follow him. He's got shades and he's got 10 people. You know, and these are people that go live and they got 3 like me, you know, but they're like, wow, he's special. Literally, my follows have been going up. They're stupid as hell, dude. They're dumb as fuck. You're helping me. Oh my God. They're helping me. Awareness is working. Awareness. Bro, there's literally people that were snapping pictures of their fucking wife's cooch and shit. Like, what the fuck, dude? Go make people aware of that, dude. With a fucking microscope or something, a magnifying glass, I mean, a microscope. Literally, that's the shit I was hearing yesterday. I never heard about this shit with this guy. I never heard it till last night. Where's the awareness about him? The microscope king. Now I get why they call him Jimmy Speedway. Oh my god, bro. He'll pull a fast one on you. Oh yeah, these things are drying nicely now. Perfect. Alright, the jeans are gonna make it. They're actually already almost dry. God damn. Hold on. So my thermals are leaking down on a perfectly dry jeans. I give thanks to God, it's supper time on Sunday. And every once in a while I even pray for rain. So do you guys see? Do you see? This is where they say I never wash my clothes. First of all, I don't always. I'm 29. I turned 30 this month. Finally, I'm out of my 20s. I'm gonna give TikTok up this year because I'm 30. I'm sad. I'm 30. Where did my life go? I'm having a midlife crisis, literally. I am. I've literally just got emotional. I'm like, dude, I'm 30. Oh my god, bro. What? Do you see? I don't normally do my laundry live. Okay? So this is where I wore my green shirt today. Alright, my Underwood camo, whatever they call that shit. That it's like whatever. I wore my camo shirt today, and you see, I washed it. It's already almost dry. If I wanted in 2 hours, I could have that shirt on again. So, more than likely, if it's cold outside tomorrow, I'm going to throw that on because it's a thermal shirt. So, do you see how they think I don't wash my clothes? I wore it today, I washed it today, and it'll probably be on tomorrow. So, I wore it yesterday, I'll wear it tomorrow. And it's the same thing with this shirt. This is an Under Armour moisture wicking shirt. It's kind of cotton, but it's really soft. But it's moisture wicking because this thing will dry in like 15 minutes flat. I could take this off, wash it right now, put it on that heater, and by 6 o'clock be wearing this shirt again. Literally. This is where they say that I don't wash my clothes. But bro, I hand wash it and then I put it directly on a heater. I got 2 shirts to my name. Yeah, you're gonna see me either wearing it's, and just because it's not every other day that I wear the shirt, and I don't even have to explain this, but I'm just saying, dude, like, bro, it's literally the shit gets washed and it dries same day. It looks like I'm wearing it and never washing it, but all my stuff gets washed. My jeans, they get washed every at least once a week. At least once a week. But I have another pair of pants, camo pants. I wore those. I don't even wear the same jeans. The fucking thermal bottoms, those get washed almost every day. I didn't wash them yesterday because I checked into the hotel so late. I wasn't worried about it. I don't ever walk around stinky. Never. Just throwing that out there. I don't ever stink, bro. I always smell good. Believe me, those girls at the coffee shop aren't being sweet to me and all that. I left it unmuted today, I think, so you can hear how they talk to me. They are not annoyed by me being there. They're not standoffish. They don't treat me weird. The one girl with her kid, the baby, she sat there, right in the same fucking 3 feet away from me the whole time. Her baby just laughing and smiling at me, dude. If I had bad energy about me, people would not want me around, bro. Just saying. And if I stunk or something, they wouldn't let me be hanging out in there. You know? I put the lotion on before I go in. You know? Take a shower at least in the morning. You know? Every morning, take a shower. You know, when I'm done pissing, I use tissue. Yeah, I'm very conscientious. I'm a very clean person. I'm just saying, dude. A lot of people, they'll just fucking walk around with piss in their shorts and everything else. Like, I'm like a Muslim, basically. I literally practice a lot of things. I learned that from a Muslim. He was like, you need to fucking, and I was like, damn, never thought about it, dude, but that's a great point. I've been doing that for years. I'm just saying. What's funny is even when I was homeless, okay, because I don't consider myself a homeless person, okay, because that would be a stupid thing to wish on yourself. When I was homeless, I literally carried a bag of wipes around. I would like to get another package of wipes. I like having wipes, because then otherwise you gotta take a shower when you're done shitting. But I used to keep wipes in my backpack, this backpack right here. I didn't give a fuck if I had to take a dump on a tree. I used wipes. I was clean. You can get a package of wipes for like $3. You can scrounge $3 up some way, somehow. Believe me. I was at Walmart when I went homeless. Okay, this was my first day. No, not my first day. It was within my first week. I was sitting at a Walmart. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was on the phone with my mom. We were having a deep conversation. I don't really cry about much, but when I think about my little brother that passed away too young, I'll get emotional. And she brought him up and got me emotional. And this lady walked up to me and gave me $20. I wasn't there to beg. I wasn't there for anything. I walked up there for somewhere safe to sit for a few minutes. And I was on the phone, minding my business, completely away from people. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying, like, whenever, homeless people act like they get no money. Yeah, the fuck they do, bro. Because I was just sitting over there minding my business, and the lady came up, gave me $20. And speaking of trains, she was like, tomorrow, if you want to ride to the Amtrak station, I'll take you. She's like, it's a long drive. I can't do it tonight. She's like, but be here tomorrow at this time. She's like, and if you're not here, she's like, there's nothing, she was basically saying, I'm not going to be mad. But she's like, I'm going to swing by here tomorrow at this time, and you be here if you want to ride to the Amtrak. She's like, and I'll even pay for it, wherever you want to go. Homeless people can get help if you come across respectful. That lady was willing to drive me 3 fucking hours and pay for a ticket to get me wherever the fuck I wanted to go. That's crazy. And I did not approach her. I didn't ask her for nothing. Who knows? She was probably sitting in her vehicle and saw me on the phone. Maybe she saw me getting emotional about stuff. Maybe that's why she wanted to help. I don't know, and I don't care. But, how dare people talk shit about me and act like what I'm doing is wrong, coming on TikTok, putting on a show, looking up information, cracking jokes, putting myself out there, and then saying if someone can chip in on a room, please do. It would be a blessing. It's the same thing if I was sitting out on a corner with a tear in my eye, saying I need help. That's taking something for nothing. And I've given money so many times to the man or the woman on the fucking corner. And I'll be honest, normally I would give my money to women if I saw a homeless woman. And that's not to sound some type of way, but I got way more of a heart for a woman that went homeless than a man. But you know what I mean? Here I sit, so you know what I mean? You really can't judge a situation like that. But you get what I'm saying. But there was a time in my life I judged homeless people real heavily. And then life started getting hard on me. And I still had a nice truck and shit at the time. But life started getting hard. And I was living in my camper and shit. And I was like, damn, this shit really does happen. This shit really can happen. Even to me, Never thought it would be me. And that's when I started giving, and this isn't for nothing, but, not a pat on the back, nothing, but I used to stop, and if I didn't have money, Which now in those days I always got paid and I would withdraw all my money in cash and I always kept cash. Now I never carry cash at all. It would be stupid and dangerous. But in those days all I did was work with cash. So if I had some cash, few bucks, $5, $10, whatever, I would give it to them on the side of the road. If I didn't, you know what I always had? A 2-for-1 pop from the gas station, you know what I mean? And I'd be sipping one and have one in the console, sitting in the console, right? And so I would stop and give them a drink. They're out there hot, you know? So I did help people before, you know? So I'm saying, I know people do get help, you know? And usually, if you stop at a light and you throw them a buck, even if it's a buck, wouldn't matter if it's $1, $5, $10, $20, $100. If you open your window, somebody else will open their window. They're just waiting for someone else to do it. A lot of times. Because everybody's so worried about what the next person thinks of them. But all the time, you pull up to a light, you see a homeless person on the side. As soon as one person decides to roll their window down and say, I got you, somebody else, they will go, they'll be at every fucking car. Yeah, you never know. You never know. I'm just talking right now. There's no point in these stories other than I'm just saying. You know, everybody can help. Even if you don't got the money, stop and give them a pop. One time, you know what I had? I had this big, jug of Hawaiian Punch in my cooler, in my work cooler, in the bed of my truck. I threw my bitch in fucking park, hopped out, and I got out that whole gallon of fucking fruit punch or whatever, you know, the blue kind, I like. I gave him a whole fucking jug of juice. And he kind of laughed, thank you, you know, this will get me through a whole day, you know what I mean? But, I'm just saying, bro, people can help more, you know, you can help. If you want to help, you can help. I had people send me 75 cents on PayPal before. It helped. You know, that's my point, bro. Whenever I was, yesterday talking about, we need more people to chip in and care. Coffee tomorrow, it ain't covered. We need to come up with coffee. This morning, I didn't have to ask. I had it left over. And, you know, I'm very, you know, I'm a good steward of my money. Didn't buy cigarettes today. I'm sitting here nicking the fuck out, dude. I'm just keeping it positive, but I'm nicked out. But the point is, you know, if you want to help, you can fucking help. Even if it was $2, $5. Guarantee you got $5 spare. I don't, you know. It's not that you owe it, but don't sit there and be like, if I could, I would, and Well, no, you can, and you choose not to. Because you think that I'm going to judge you. Because then people message me, I'm sorry, it's not more. Why are you saying sorry to me that it's not more? I have nothing. You know? I'm not judging you. I'm actually damn, if they only sent me $2, that must be their last $2. And I'm somebody would give me their last $2? Damn. You know, but people get it in their head that they gotta be big shot. They gotta come across they've got it all figured out. I got an aunt and an uncle. I guarantee they're broke. But they got nice vehicles, nice house. They eat out at nice restaurants when they eat out. Everything they do is a calculated move to pull up at the red light with the nicest truck, the nicest sports car. My aunt has sports cars. My uncle, he drives big-ass trucks. He never cared about diesel trucks till he saw all I bought was diesel trucks. And then he fell in love with diesels and was like, wow. And he got to talking to me and I was like, you understand, diesels are better and this is why. He never cared. Then all of a sudden he goes and gets a big, shiny diesel fucking truck. You know? But I'm just saying, and I know they are broke asses. But when you see them shining, if that makes sense. And when you talk to them, they act like they got it all figured out. But you go in their house and their pantry is fucking empty. Their fridge is empty. That's really what tells you if someone got money or not. if they got food in their house. Exactly. Yes, you're right, Kelly. Yes, they make very good money, but they spend a lot of money to live in. They live on a golf course. You know, my aunt has 2 cars. She's got a Jeep and she's got a Challenger 392 Hemi, fucking Rumblebee, whatever the fuck, everything under that bitch. It's fucking fast, dude. And I hit the top speed in that car, and then she confronted me about it. She was like, "What's the fastest you went in my car?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I might have went up to like 80. It's more than that. It's the highest whatever package there is. I don't know, but all I know is it's got racing tires on it. It's so fast. She keeps it parked in the garage 99% of the time. But I drove that fucking car one day, and then she was like, "What's the fastest you ever went in my car?" And she's like, "We're at church. You can't lie." I was like, "Oh, I probably hit like 80 miles an hour passing somebody one time, maybe 90, to be honest, You always throw in to be honest." She's like, "The car says that it's went 142 miles an hour." She's like, "There's a thing." She was like, "Mo showed me." That's her daughter's husband. She's like, "Mo, knows everything about those cars, cowboy. And he fucking showed me the top speed in the car was 142 miles. I have never went that fast in my life. I would be scared to death, And she's just going on, and she's like, "Nobody else would do that but you." And I was like, "Who, me?" I stuck with my lie. I was like, it was not me, but I remember the day. And they might be out there watching me. Sorry for the lie. I would admit to it now that we're not cool, but you're goddamn right I hit the top speed of that fucking car. Are you kidding me, dude? I hit the highway, me and James. I had James Chacon in the fucking passenger seat, and we were... I was fucking flying down the road, dude. Yes, I see, Kelly knows her. Yeah, I would never go that fast. She does the head thing and all that shit. Hell yeah, I was fucking gunning it, dude. I looked down and I was like, "Bro, I'm gonna keep going. Hold on." Some things are fast, dude. Literally, the world was just like, it took a while to slow down, too. I was being easy on the brakes. I was like, literally, I don't know what kind of brakes she's got, but if they ain't built for this speed, they're gonna light fire. I was literally just, I was pumping them bitches just a little bit at a time. Yeah, that's a nice car though. She's had 2 of them now. She's got a new one. When they said they were gonna quit making them or whatever, she sold the one and went and got a brand new one, so it would have like no damn miles. Like, that's the type of people they are. They care that much, Like, literally, they said they're not gonna make Challengers anymore. She was like, "Fuck," and she sold that car because it was too many miles, and then went and got one with no miles. And now she keeps it parked all the time, and she never drives it. Never drives it. Has a fancy sports car just sitting in her garage for no reason. Hell yeah, those are fucking fun. I learned how to drive a stick in a 2002 Ford Focus. Or no, it was a 2008 Ford Focus. It was a 2008 Ford Focus. 4-door. Yeah. I just gotta chill. What the fuck? I got the heater on like 88 and I just gotta chill. Who's here? Who's here? I was just messing around. That was for entertainment purposes. Don't take me too serious, Allison. I don't want to be a part of your mental institution and fucking lobotomies and missing brains and all that shit. Whatever the fuck you've got a hand in. I'm gonna be getting off in a minute just to take a shower and shit and shower and all that. And see, do I need a shave? Probably not. But I want some smokes. This is why I gotta fucking see how I start getting. I'm just like, I won't stop moving. I'm sitting here and my legs are just. Gets me fucking like amped up. Honestly, that shit's good because it makes me mellow. Now I just got a ton of fucking energy. It's terrible. Hey, how you going? Jeez. That's wild. I had to teach myself. I worked for this guy. Excuse me. I worked for this guy, and he was like, if you need a car, I'm going to give you a loan for a car. And I was like, really? He's like, yes. He's like, find an option A, B, and C. And he was like a really good mechanic, machinist, everything. He was a certified airplane mechanic and everything. Which I know that's completely different kind of engines, but obviously he knew how to work on everything. He was a genius, borderline genius. Looked like a caveman. But anyways, he's like, I'm gonna give you like $3,000. Find 3 cars, we'll go look them over, we'll pick one. You know, he's like, basically just let me decide, because I know engines and shit inside and out. I'm like, okay. I looked at this Jeep, we looked at a truck, we looked at the Focus. Ended up picking the little Focus. I blacked out the windows on it and shit. It actually looked really cool. But anyways, it was a stick shift. I didn't know how to drive it, so he did the test drive. We buy the car, not that day, but the next day. We play together, and we're like, yeah, it's okay. We gotta look at some other shit, you know. I was like, yeah, I got options A, B, and C, so I'll let you know. But what he didn't know was that was actually the last one to look at, and we were in love with it. And I ended up getting like, I can't remember how many hundreds off of it. Because then Rodney told me, he's like, make sure you work a deal. He's like, because you got to pay me back. He's like, just, this is your money. You're working for this, you know. He taught me a lot about life. I just came home from prison. I really was I didn't know nothing. So I talked the guy down, even though I didn't have to. Still had money, you know what I mean, to work with, play with. But I talked him down, got a deal on it. He thought we hated the car. He thought we hated the car. We were actually ecstatic about it. But anyways, and he thought that we were father and son. But anyway, and fucking pull in a fucking Cadillac Escalade. He pulls up. We were driving his wife's fucking car. But anyway, so, and he was judging us like, damn, they got money. And he's like, this is my wife's car, dude. She's going to kill me for taking this thing today, Shit was hilarious as fuck. He's got literally a fucking Ram dually and shit. Now he's got a Chevy, but, he had a fucking, like, $120,000 truck, literally. He's like, we can't take the truck. I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Let's take the Escalade. Like, literally, rich people are stupid, bro. We can't take that one. That's cost too much. The Escalade, that's only $80,000. Dude, people don't buy vehicles like that. You understand? We're buying a Ford Focus. This guy's been driving a Ford Focus, and he's a middle-aged man. But anyways, that shit's hilarious to me. But anyways, we bought the car, and that was my learning, was he was driving behind me, laughing his ass off, while I was in there just trying to figure out how to do it. I had to figure out how to do it. And he was just behind me, just fucking laughing. I just saw him back there just slapping the steering wheel like this guy is a fucking idiot. I'm getting on the highway like doing 100, That was fucking so stupid. I had no fucking idea how to drive that car. It was just like I couldn't get up to speed, and then it would get up to speed, and I didn't want to slow down. And, and he was just like, bro. He's like, bro. That shit was so funny. He was just driving by me the whole time, just laughing and calling me. He's like, are you okay up there? So I was like, shut the fuck up. Oh, shit, dude. That was good times. Man, I just wish I could go back to times like that, dude. And just, had realized what people were offering me. They were just offering me friendship and offering me so many opportunities in life, and I was just so caught up in my own world and my own shit, and everybody's got to learn, Don't stop now, give it all you got. If you wanna dance and move on over, if you wanna kiss, pull me closer. If you want my heart, take your shot. Don't stop now. could have worked for him forever. And I went back. I asked. Don't think that I've never went back to these people and asked for another chance. But, they got new people that's worked there now for several years. Well, I spent years running around my chicken like a head cut off, or whatever. They hired new people. His sons grew up. His sons work there now. His one son is married, has a house, has that Ram, the Ram dually I was talking about. Yeah, one of his sons has that truck now. Changed the whole, put a flatbed on it instead of the regular bed and all that shit. It's like, damn, how life changes, dude. That's crazy. Young and dumb. Can't be sorry now, And that's where, truthfully, people should be more like, okay, I understand you. More people should be willing to give a second chance. Not to throw it back on them, but, they should be able to look and be like, okay, you know what, I could understand. Yeah, don't say nothing here. My brother worked for them, and he lied about me about some things, though, so they could have believed those, they could have believed that over me. So there's always other little things that people don't even know about. Me and my brother, we were always getting into it, and, my brother was going homeless, and he lied on everybody just to make sure, God bless him, he's gone now, but he did. There was a time where the whole family was so mad at him because he lied about my mom and everybody. So we were all like, bro, are you serious? This is what you said so you didn't have to sleep in your car? But, he fucking had more, honestly, he had that cutthroat. What was I saying about earlier, dude? Everybody in the world is a piece of shit, dude. Some people understand sooner than others how to do it, That's the truth. And he understood my boss has money, and if I give him a sob story, he's gonna fucking take care of me, and he did. And he just literally, he fucking gave lasting fucking memories that now this guy hates everybody. He's like, fuck all of you guys, you're all pieces of shit. It's like, hold on a minute, nobody fucking gave up on him or washed their hands of him. He was strung out, dude. He was literally, he passed of an OD. He was strung the fuck out. He was a drug addict. Shit. I mean, I hate to say that, but it's true. He struggled with drugs. He was living in my apartment, and I was on federal probation, and he had shit fucking just sitting out. Not just bongs, he had weed too, but, he literally had stuff, squashed up, and just, I come home from work, I'm like, bro, my PO can come knock on this door at any time, and I gotta open the door. I can't run around, I can't hide stuff, I can't clean up. It's open that door or we're kicking the door in. If any of this is out, especially even the weed, I was like, dude, I'm going back to prison. And, he was obviously partaking in this shit, and he wasn't thinking straight, and he's sitting there arguing with me. They want to do that. Oh, they want it? Well, I'll tell them it's mine. They don't care. They are looking to put me back. It's called recidivism. They make money off this shit. I'm trying to explain it, and next thing you know, we get into this huge full-out argument, and I was the bad guy because I told him he couldn't stay with me no more. And then he fucking died 2 days later. Maybe 1 day later. But I don't know if I did the right thing or not. wasn't willing to go back to prison for somebody and not my shit. I just didn't know that he was gonna go off the deep end. You know.
Fuck this, I light this fucking place up. Don't play if you can't handle the smoke. I'm not the ending you read out loud.
Well, I got really down and fucking thinking about all this stuff. I'm gonna get cleaned up for the night and I'll be back. My bad.
I'm not the ending you read out loud.
Well, I got really down and fucking thinking about all this stuff. I'm gonna get cleaned up for the night and I'll be back. My bad.